Hey, welcome in to the Thursday edition of the Fun Astrology Podcast. Thomas Miller coming to you from Texas with the grandkids. Oh, so much fun. It's just so precious. Okay, let's take a look at the next couple of days here. This is going to be pretty quick like yesterday because we have the moon moving out of void of course and into Scorpio at 3:36 this afternoon. Remember, we set this up yesterday. We have that long void of course that begins at 4:03 this morning Eastern, all times Eastern as always, and then it moves into Scorpio at 3:36. Now, here's the other interesting thing. Tomorrow, Mercury Sextiles Neptune. And that caught my eye because if you have any kind of correlation around Neptune related in some way to Scorpio, whether that's by an aspect, say a trine, a square, an opposition, or something where Neptune and Scorpio in your chart are somehow related, you might feel that Mercury Sextile Neptune aspect a little stronger with the moon in Scorpio. How might that show up? Well, it could amplify Neptune, basically, and it would bring it in through your mind. So you might be thinking about spiritual things, or it might activate things in your mind rather than, or in addition to, it could be and both, the spiritual side of Neptune as well, that connection to the home office. You could see messages. Scorpio has this weird way, right? It does thin the veil sometimes, and so you might be looking for messages. You might be looking for audible messages, communicated messages in some kind of way. I mean, Mercury rules all forms of communication, so you could certainly see it. We had a post in our Facebook group over the weekend about all the sequential numbers. Have you been seeing those? Yes, you have. Of course you have. I mean, a bunch of people put in there that they've been seeing them for several days. In fact, by now, for over a week. So that's the kind of thing. You could have some magic around this Scorpio moon and Neptune. Since this is the first day of the new month, let's go back and revisit what we talked about on Monday, just so we kind of lock this energy into our minds. We are going to have a lot of shifts this month, but they're going to be good shifts, and they're going to be spaced out. So we won't have that stacked energy like we did last week. First of all, the new moon will be on the 9th, the full moon on the 24th. And as I mentioned on Monday, the horary practicum course with Robert is going to be on the 10th, the day right after the new moon. So if you still haven't registered for that, you'd like to, just go to the top of funastrology.com. It's a big red banner. You can't miss it. Look for Robert Glasscock's gleaming new headshot image, and you can click through to the link to register. We'll be getting that Zoom information posted early next week. And speaking of Monday, that's the first of the domino trips of ingresses for this Aquarian season in February. That is Mercury moving into Aquarius. That's actually a good move. Mercury, as the ruler of Virgo, is in exaltation in Aquarius. And Mercury, of course, is the lower octave, if you will, of Uranus. So it's a good season to have Mercury in that sign, as we are in Aquarius season, of course, until the 18th. All right, let's rack up another one. On the 13th, Mars moves into Aquarius. Now, I know that as I'm recording this, there are some tensions related to the situation in the Middle East. And if I were looking at one domino that could trigger maybe more conflict, that could be it. At least from a planetary transit perspective. Why? Just put the two elements together. Don't tell me what to do, fighting for my own space, and Mars, the planet of war. I think as we look at the 2024 overall astrology, especially as mentioned in Ray Merriman's book, if you haven't picked up that book, he talks about it. He talks about the war situation for this year. The long-term chart for this year has it in there. I keep thinking that the high vibe solution is that at some point, this planet is going to say, enough of the war machines. With Pluto in Aquarius, with Mars going in there to stir it up a little bit, maybe it will also stir the people up enough, because that's what the only way it's going to stop is that people get fed up enough. And that can happen under Pluto in Aquarius. It sure can. That's why I say, make sure you have a lot of popcorn. You are going to need a multi-year supply. Next domino, Venus moves into Aquarius on the 16th. Will Venus have enough offsetting power to Mars? Only time will tell, but they do conjoin on the 22nd. Venus and Mars together in Aquarius. All right, then on the 18th, the Sun enters Pisces, and on the 23rd, Mercury follows and leaves Aquarius for Pisces. One side of Pisces, you would say, could calm things down, but the other side says it is a dual planet. So if things are already divided, maybe the sun moving into Pisces could be more division instead of harmony. Not predicting anything here, don't do that around here, but just saying what could unfold from this astrology that we're going to be experiencing this month. Could be some good, and the tension could continue. I just wish they'd tone it down, but we'll see. That gets you set up into the weekend. The moon enters Sagittarius on Sunday, and I am planning to be back to do Merriman from home base on Saturday and level up on Sunday. Love you guys. Have a great day. I'm going to go play. Fifth house, play, recreation, kids. That's me.